Welcome to Velcro. I'm Bob, and I'd like to talk about diets. But before I start, I just want to talk about the way I do my chapters. You'll notice in the descriptions a lot of links, and the reason I leave those links isn't so much to have you going off to all these different sites. The reason I leave the links is to verify what I'm saying, because if it's about food or health or a nutritional product, I don't expect you to take anybody's word on YouTube because I would be dubious myself. In fact, that would be the practical approach. So everything I say, I back up for you. I already know this stuff. So that's why I'm doing it, and I hope it's convenient. And I hope it is helpful because some of the links, especially to the Mayo Clinic and CDC and a few others, especially the government links, I think they're really quite useful. But why diets fail, I don't know. It's the same story almost every time. Uh, but I'll give you 10 little steps that I do. And this is me. I don't count calories. Number two, no fried food. Number three, no sugared soda, diet soda. Okay, but not all the time. Number four, moderate alcohol. That means 4th of July, Budweiser. But, just coming home after work and drinking down a few, that is not good uh, for that, to be sure. Number Number five, regular training. We don't stop training. Every day, 15 minutes, at least something so you can feel your heart, even if it's fast. Now, in my case, I might wind up going shopping or doing some job. I have a shopping cart here, but it's gone now. But all kinds of things we do during the day, but walking through the office and walking back and forth to the copy machine, that doesn't count. What counts is when you walk back and forth to the copy machine and you become aerobic. We only count aerobic. But only for something vigorous for a few minutes. The dog works really well when I can't get on the bike. He loves to get me moving. Okay, number six, rest. One day a week, to be sure. No training, no bicycles, no weights. Just walk the dog and don't make them push you. Number seven, monitoring my weight. Now, my scale is accurate, probably a kilo. So it's close enough, but it gives me trends because I'm a little bit lighter at the doctor's, just by about a half a kilo. Anyway, monitor your weight. Number eight, adjust your weight to maintain that scale number. Now, if that scale number is too much, then you need to adjust to a lighter diet and more training. But a diet alone isn't going to do it. Increasing training typically does. Number nine, adjust your training around your family and the job. I know this is the biggest problem. You come home after work and you had your commute and you just walked in the door and the kids want to do this and the wife wants this and you have to get to the grocery store. I know how that goes. So you got to do all those things, but you got to do your family, your job, and your training. So you got to work that out. And fortunately, I'm old enough where the kids don't interrupt. Number 10, if you need to ride, don't ask permission. Instruct, say, or ask politely. Say, look, I need to go for a training ride. I'll be back in 2-3 hours, or 2 hours, 1 hour, whatever it is that you like to do. And then and that's number 10. That pretty well wraps it up. Now, what can the general population do? And the thing is, I'll leave some links because there's so many, it gets crazy. So I'll just leave a couple from the Mayo Clinic and government links because I like those. And but reducing added sugar in processed food is one really big one. Number two, keeping those sugars down helps reduce something called pro-inflammatory bacteria. Now, these eat sugars kind of like yeast and produce gases and other stuff, which talks to the vagus nerve, which is the guy that talks to the brain and tells it when you're hungry. And then it sends signals back down, and they're doing that all the time. Boy, I'm glad I don't have to watch. Anyway, that too much sugar confuses that situation, and I'll leave a link about that because it gets into some fats versus sugary diets and scientific research. But what we did learn, if you have a high fat diet or a high sugar diet, the results in calorie burning and reduction of weight are the same. So it isn't if you eat fattier food or sugarier food. I think it comes down to the calorie, but it gets a little bit more complicated, so I'll leave that link. Because they also talk about mixes, and oh God, it gets crazy. But the number one key of it all was, the point was, reduction of sugar reduces obesity. Now we know fresh vegetable and juice cocktails cleanse the liver and reduce toxins. We know this to be sure. So between adding some vegetable juice cocktail and regular exercise, trimming back on sugar, whatever diet you decide to play with. And like I say, I personally don't have a diet per se. I eat whatever I want, and I use this as my real food. Everything else is fun, satisfying, and that kind of thing. Pizza is satisfying, but it's not really food. This is really food. So as long as I keep that attitude in my brain, I'll be okay. But that's me, and that's how I do it. So I'll leave some links for how some people think, and the government links and mail and everything I can come up with, but there's so much, honestly.